You'll recall a short while ago I reviewed the Legend of Heroes trilogy on the PlayStation Portable. I said that I enjoyed those games even if they were a little bit simplistic. Well, today we embark on a journey of discovery as I hopefully introduce some of you to the very best RPG series on the PlayStation Portable, The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. This is the first part in a trilogy that finally wrapped up its North American release on May 3rd, 2017. The first part in the series, which is the one you're looking at today, was released in 2011 for the PlayStation Portable and in 2014 for PC. The sequel, called Trails in the Sky SC, which stands for Second Chapter, would only hit the PSP digitally and in 2015, with the PC version hitting the exact same day as the PSP release. Sadly, it's kind of understandable why XC didn't release the third chapter, also known as The Third, on the PSP. It's still a bit sad, as it would have been damn awesome to have a PSP release in 2017, like what's expected to happen with Class of Heroes 3. Depending on how things turn out, I may review the third chapter as part of Retro Wednesday, just to wrap up the series. After all, the original release of the third chapter was way back in 2007 in Japan, so it's actually already a 10-year-old game. What makes this RPG series so interesting is the great storyline and the incredible cast of fully fleshed out characters. The most memorable role-playing games always have incredible storylines, great characters, and a diverse combat system. And in Trails of the Sky, it has all of these elements and many more. The game opens up on a dark and stormy night where we see Estelle's father coming home from a long journey. The two live in a small town called Roland, and today Estelle's father is carrying something very special with him, a little boy named Joshua. As the years press on, the two become friends and the orphan boy becomes part of the family. Estelle and Joshua both follow in Estelle's father's footsteps, becoming bracers, which are something like special rangers that go around helping people, fighting monsters, and investigating strange occurrences. As your play hours go on, the deeper story slowly unfolds, and there's even a love story subplot that ends up taking center stage, which I absolutely love. It's amazing to see all these different pieces come together. Gameplay is simple, yet gets rich and deep the longer you play. In each town you have story missions which further push the main narrative along. However, there are also a wide assortment of bracer jobs you can acquire, which help tie up loose plot threads as well as give you much needed money and items. These jobs are incredibly varied and make a nice diversion to the main story. The combat system is anything but like the previous Legend of Heroes trilogy. Here the emphasis is on strategy, and let me tell you, the game gets incredibly deep so quickly it's unbelievably impressive. To start, battle turns are displayed on the left-hand corner of the screen, and different moves can change the order of who goes next. It's an incredibly important element, as it can mean the difference between life and death the further you get into the story. As you can see from the footage, battles take place on a grid, which limits the movement of all characters. Certain magical moves will ignore space limitations, while general attacks will require you to be super close to your opponent. Some magical attacks require a whole turn to charge before they can be used, while other ones, of course, can be used instantly. S-breaks allow you to interrupt the turn bar with devastatingly powerful attacks. All of these elements come together to form a truly rewarding and highly entertaining combat system for a turn-based RPG on the go. The magic system uses items called orbments, which allow you to greatly customize your party as you see fit. You essentially combine elemental quartz with the orbment to grant stat bonuses and powerful offensive and defensive magical attacks to your party. You can boost defense, offense, and so much more, while granting access to healing spells, powerful wind attacks, and more. The first hour or so of the game is essentially a large tutorial putting you through the paces of the system, and believe me, you will be very thankful that the game does this. The difficulty curve is also quite impressive, allowing you to slowly ease into the combat system before ramping up to the point where just a few mistakes will lead you to the game over screen. What I find truly interesting, though, is how the game's balance system affects the difficulty. If you die too often or fail certain mission requirements, the game will slowly ease up on the difficulty, making this a very player-friendly experience, although never coming across as a total joke. The audio-visual presentation is outstanding, as you can clearly see. The only disappointing element is that there's barely any voice acting, but the music, lush graphics, and incredible animations more than make up for that. The detail in absolutely everything is superb. It's just a beautiful looking game, and looks so much better on the PSP's tiny screen compared to being blown up like you're seeing right here. If you enjoy turn-based RPGs, you've come to the right place. This is hands down the best RPG series on the PSP in my opinion. This 50-hour epic will keep you glued to your PSP screen for its entire duration. This one is really easy to find on UMD for about $40 or so, while the limited edition naturally goes for more. It's also available on the PlayStation Store for $20 and is certainly compatible with both the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation TV. It comes highly recommended.